All right. How's it going, guys? Figured I'd do a quick, maybe not quick, live stream. I'll wait for some people to kind of get in here. Welcome, everybody. Kind of just wait for some people to get in here. How are you guys doing out there? Kind of gonna wait for some more people to join in. If you guys got any quick questions for me. Figured I'd try to do a quick live stream. God, allergies are killing me lately. I cannot get away from the crazy allergies. Make my eyes water like crazy nonstop. So some things I wanted to go over is are truck prices going lower or not? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And I wanted to see what kind of trucks you guys might be wanting to talk about. If you guys are seeing prices going lower or not. But I'm just going to wait for some of you guys to jump in and start asking me some questions and whatnot. Don't have a whole lot of activity right now, so might be a bad time to do a live stream. But we will jump on to our favorite website, Truck Paper, for these types of live streams. Just gonna jump into some trucks, just kind of browse around until some more people jump in here and let me know. Send me some questions in the chat. But yeah, I'm just gonna start kind of just browsing around. I haven't looked in this in the last couple weeks to see if truck prices are really going down. I hear that used truck prices are starting to go down, but holy crap, my cursor just went crazy on me. I'm not sure if prices are going down or not. So I'm just going to kind of browse around and see what I see what I think. But yeah, feel free to comment on anything, ask me any questions or whatnot. Also, see if a lot of these trucks are still like for sale on the market as well. Deal pending. This is a really heavy spec truck. 104,000. Looks like supply of Peterbilt and Kenworth has gone up. Seems like people are trying to sell while prices are high. Also seems like fuel prices might be causing increase in supply. Yes, yeah, I can agree with that, Dalton, for sure. But fuel prices are not going to stay high forever. I mean, that's definitely it's going to have to go down eventually. I don't think like fuel prices won't stay high for as long as truck prices have stayed high. At least I don't believe so, or I hope not. But I know used prices. Everybody's saying that used truck prices have gone down a little bit because there's a little more supply. And yeah, that is true. A lot of people are trying to sell while prices are high right now. This 2015 Western Star isn't too bad for 55,000. And it's not like the greatest looking truck. I think these look real funky. Dalton, yeah, I don't think this is the new normal. I mean, fuel prices might stay high for a little bit, but I don't think truck price or I don't think fuel price will stay high as long as the high truck prices have stayed high, if that makes sense. So I think fuel prices will go down here soon. Well, not here soon, but hopefully in the next few months or so. Because with inflation and everything, it's got to go down. It can't sustain itself for much longer. Yeah, as long as this truck checks out, this is not a bad deal for if you need a real heavy spec truck for 55,000. I mean, Western Star is kind of an off brand, so that makes sense. Yeah, 600,000 miles, 2011. Let's see if it's see what or it's actually 2015. Sorry, but yeah, this is not bad. D16, 18 speed, 391 ratio, 244, 46,000 pound rears. Yeah, this is actually not a bad deal at all for being, a sleeper truck. It's fairly clean. Like, I don't, maybe there's a little bit of rust, but not, I know they repainted it, but, I'm looking at some of the bolts and stuff, and I don't see a whole lot of rust, like real bad rust, just kind of the typical. This truck place, I don't know what to think about them. I've spoken to them a couple times. I really don't know. But let me share a link for a truck that I was looking in Ontario. You can try to send it in the chat. It may not let you. Mana or mana. If it doesn't let you, then just kind of try to explain it the best you can on the live stream, and I'll try to maybe look it up. Is it possible to buy truck from U.S. as Canadian driver? I think so. It just has to pass all the Canadian regulations. I do the opposite. I buy trucks from Canada, and I'm a U.S. truck driver, so I'm pretty sure you could do it the opposite way. But I'm not 100%, so don't quote me because I actually haven't done it the reverse way before. So I would think that you could probably do that. You might want to check into that and see. But I don't really hear about trucks going the opposite direction. So here's a 2014 Mack Pinnacle CHU 613. I actually drove these trucks for a while. They're pretty nice trucks. This one's auto, so that might be why it's 56,000. Never mind. But those are good trucks. Like, They're pretty heavy duty. They hold up pretty well. Oh my god. Look at this thing. 2015 Peterbilt. It's got a pack R for 94,000. This thing looks destroyed. Oh my gosh. So whoever Peterson and Peterson auction, oh my gosh, this thing looks like tore up, like it was definitely an accident. They're trying to get 100,000 out of it, and it's got a pack R in it. It's got a manual, but I mean, really 100,000 for what looks like a wrecked truck? It's pretty awesome. Not 2018. That's pack R. I mean, 2018. It's got 600,000 miles on it for 75,000. I don't know. That's a little high, but it's not as high as what it used to be. Let's see. 2018 Volvo with 400,000 miles, 86,000. I know nothing about Volvos. I know if that's a good deal or not. Well, the prices are coming down, but this is a little high mileage. 868,000 miles. That's a little high, in my opinion. What? So Canada, a million mile Kenworth T800 for $15,000. This has got to be not real. Or it's in Canada, so it's going to cost money to get it over here. And it is a million mile truck, but for 15,000? Oh, let me look at this thing. Single pre-emission truck, good working condition. Police call for any more specs. 1 million miles. 450 Caterpillar C15 single manual 13 speed 390s. Tires are 22 fives. Sliding fifth wheel, 72-inch sleeper. 40,000 pound rears, 12,000 pound fronts. Wow, this right here may be the find of the month or year. If this truck checks out and it's not a complete rust bucket for $15,000, this is a incredible deal. I mean, it may be rough, but I mean, for $15,000, I don't think you're gonna get a truck like this anytime, anywhere that's actually like running and doesn't have any major issues. Wow, this one is actually this is a good deal, guys. I mean, I don't ever encourage anybody to go after more than a million mile truck unless like they know it's just been freshly rebuilt and from the ground up. But for $15,000, you can spend about 3,000. It'll be about $2,000 to import it in the United States through a third party, and then maybe another couple $1,000s for transportation costs to get it down here. And unless you want to go up to the border and have it brought across. I mean, so $20,000. This is a good freaking. This is a good deal. Crazy enough in this market, this is actually a good deal. I said I'm looking at it. There might be something I'm missing here, but if this thing checks out and drives and runs good, I mean, C15s are expensive to rebuild. They're like $40,000, so you got to keep that in mind. Maybe even more with the parts and availability currently. But yeah, so worst off, you have a 60. Well, then you got a $60,000 truck, but it's got a brand new motor, pre-emissions. This is a good truck. This is a good deal. Amanda, how can I link for this deal? I don't think YouTube will let you send me a link. Um, maybe try to send it to me at Make Money Trucking on Instagram, and send it to me on Instagram, and then I'll see what I can do. And then I am desperately looking for my first truck. That's awesome, man. You might want to hold off, because now is not a good time with prices being crazy. But I'm trying to, solve that question. Are truck prices finally going down? And if they are, is now a good time? But yeah, this is a good deal. As long as it hasn't been like an accident. Okay, we're gonna move on, but that one is a good deal. For 15,000, if that's real. Now you might call a guy and he might say, "Oh, it's actually 55,000." Then forget about it. But see, like right here, pre-emissions C15. The truck was used for oversized division and passenger seat was taken out. So right here, here's a 2005 W900 with 50,000, maybe 100,000 less miles, and it's $38,000. Also in Canada. So if we compare, that was a 2006 T800 to this 2005. I mean, look at that's half the price, and yeah, it's half the price. So that 15,000, if that's a real deal, that's a good deal. Other than, so you see like where the market's at. Let's keep looking. Fully loaded truck is like new. It was acquired through an acquisition and it is too much truck to be a fleet truck, ready to work. So this is pretty interesting because we've got an almost brand new truck for 185,000. Dare I say that this is actually a good deal because new, this is probably about what this truck was new. It was about probably 190, 180, and they already paid the FET, which is a federal excise tax, which is usually, I think it's like 18 or 20%. I can't remember exactly. But so if this truck was like 170, it would have cost roughly 20,000 in FET. So it would have been about 190, and they're selling for 185. Um, I mean, it's got a little bit more miles than what I'd like to see, but in all reality, that's actually, guys are trying to, shoot for the moon with these trucks. Well, that's not good. Water and fuel. So that's, it's not really a good sign if you're trying to post a truck. Um, Mana, I appreciate it. I try, man. I'm trying to just help guys out and give them perspective. But yeah, this right here, other than the water and the fuel, if that's like an easiest filter change or whatever, 18 speed 373s are pretty good. 22 fives, 270s wheelbase, 46,000 mile rear. So this is actually a heavy spec truck. And for being so new, 185 is probably about what it was new. I know it's got a couple 100,000 or 180,000 miles on it, but this is actually not a bad deal. Because usually you'd see something around like 220 for something like this. Let's go. Let's keep looking. Okay, so let's look at this one too. This is another truck in Canada. Either they're showing me Canadian trucks first, or is there something going on in Canada I don't know about? Well, I know all the stuff that happened, but wonder if everybody's trying to sell their stuff. If this is actually, let me get through this truck. I'm not sure right now, but let me look through it and see what I can see. No, there's no red flags. Let's see this thing. What? 47. So it's got 25,000. That's just quite a bit of hours. 47,235 kilometers. So I don't know how many miles this truck has. Let's see here. 650,000 miles. If this is verified, if you can verify this mileage, this is a really, it's like missing a zero or something. Because here's the odometer. It's like, am I not seeing the zero or something? Or a 47235. It's 47,000. Anyways, you'd have to get the ECM miles off of it. Maybe I'll have a picture of that. I'm not sure. But if you run a VIN check on this and it actually is verified that it's only got 650,000 miles, this right here is a really good deal in this current market. Let me look. 650,000 miles, 500 horsepower Caterpillar C15, 18 speed 391, 60% tires, also 46,000 pound rears. This is a really good deal. I mean, I'm starting to see deals on trucks now. I mean, I haven't found deals like this in a while, but I'm telling you guys, this is a pretty good deal for $55,000. It's going to cost you about $5,000 to get it out of Canada with a third party company and transport. But man, this is a if this truck can be if you can verify the mileage on it and everything, this right here is also another good truck. That's a really good start, guys, to this live stream. I didn't have much hope, and I had heard that truck prices have started going down for used trucks. I didn't know if I could believe it, but at least out of Canada, their Canada trucks are actually on sale right now. If this is a U.S. truck, they'd be trying to get $80,000, $90,000 out of it. They're trying to get $100,000 out of trucks like this a few months ago. So let's see, 2012 Western Star for 60,000. That's a little bit high on the mileage, but it's a good start. It's a really good start. We found three decent deals. I mean, they're all in Canada, unfortunately. Well, that one was in no, they're all in Canada, unfortunately. But you could mitigate that. Can you guys hear me all right? Is everything good on the stream? I've just kind of been going crazy and not really checking the stream, but let's see here. This is an interesting color scheme. Like the bumper almost disappears into the truck. For 593,000 miles, this got a Cummins engine in it. 2008 International Pro Star Limited. I don't know much about these trucks, if they're any good, if they've got a Cummins in them. The shirt is pretty unique looking for sure. Like how that bumper kind of just disappears into the truck because it's, just the way that they colored it. That's pretty. Dalton Wilson, it's good. That's good. What's good? Pretty interesting. For $46,000, here we have a international. Not my favorite, but if it's got a Cummins in it, oh no, yeah, and it's manual, 18 speed. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about these trucks at all, but I mean, if they're not that awful of a truck, this is a okay deal as well. Just you'd have to get it checked out, obviously. I'm just looking through the pictures here. Oh, Dalton, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for looking out there. Is it just me? Or, this might be a widening limb, but that looks like a lot of room. That is so interesting. Uh-oh, let's see here. Is it rusty? Is it crusty rusty? Or is it it's a little rusty, a little bit, but not too bad. But yeah, this is right now it's hard to find a deal. You might have to go off brand a little bit to get a decent truck or a first truck. Let's see here. Professionally detailed, polished, aluminum wheels, sandblasted frame paint, excellent tires, has some Cummins ISX engine, diamond spec. Truck has been inspected, ready to hit the road. 593,000 miles. Wheel truck sale, rated heavy duty truck dealer. Don't care. Heavy spec, limited edition, pre DPF Cummins. Wow. So this is pre emissions truck as well. Holy crap! If this is what? If this is actually a pre like DPF, yeah. Oh my gosh, this might be a good deal. This is a pre-emissions, only 560,000 miles. I mean, I don't know about internationals, like these model internationals. Dang, this is a this is also another pretty good deal, and it's in the States. It's not in Canada. It's got 18 speed. It's ISX 500. That's a good motor. It really is. The pre-emission Cummins, are pretty decent. They're, not too awful expensive to rebuild. That's another good deal. So, I just clicked on all trucks, all sleeper trucks. I didn't really pick a brand. I just wanted to kind of look at what's out there. And I don't know, maybe during the whole, this whole, hike in prices, maybe a month ago, 2008 internationals were always around $46,000. I don't think they were, but so I don't really know the market on these trucks. But to me, that seems like a pretty good deal, as long as there's no crazy history on it and whatnot. Hmm. But to see trucks that are, under $60,000 that don't be, even under $50,000 that aren't pieces of, complete garbage, million-mile trucks, it's actually a good sign. Let's see here. So on the 16 Cascadia with 450,000 miles. I mean, this is a little high, but it's well. Let me look at this thing. If it's manual and it's a Detroit, so it's a Detroit. That's good. 10 speed manual. I mean, it's a little pricey, but I don't know if you were on my stream. Similar trucks like this were $80,000, $90,000. So This isn't bad, especially for having. I mean, there was trucks with 600,000 miles that they were trying to sell for like 75, $80,000. So, given this truck only has 450,000 miles on it, you always want to verify this mileage as well. But it's gonna be no frills, no thrills. It's gonna be just a starter truck or a decent second truck maybe. If you're like doing over the road stuff, this could be a really good option. A little high, maybe see if we can get them down to like 60,000 on it. But the thing that caught my eye was it's under 500,000 miles, so that's pretty easy or pretty hard to find nowadays. Let's see here. So see, like, let's see. So like a 2020 500,000 mile truck, they want 137,000 for, which is, and then for 280,000 miles, they want 147,000, which is crazy. That's the truck was probably 10,000 more dollars new. So that's still a little high, but the question is, are truck prices finally starting to go down? Are we seeing some relief in the used truck market? And that's kind of what we're trying to figure out. Sorry, guys, my eyes are pissing because my allergies are horrible right now. Notice me wipe my eyes. That's why. Um, I'm not getting emotional because these lower truck prices at all. Let's see here. So, like, right here, 2017 Kenworth, it's about $100,000 with 595,000 miles, 500 horsepower, PACCAR. And I mean, it is heavy spec, which we're just going to ignore that factor. Let's see if this one is too. Okay, it's automatic, right? 475,000 miles. 2018 Kenworth T680, 98,000 miles, $98,000. It's PACCAR, which, and it's an automatic, this one. So we go back up to the Freightliner up here. We've got 2016, so a couple years older, but it's only got 459,000 miles. It's got a 455 horsepower Detroit, 10 speed, manual, and it's $72,000. So, when you kind of compare things like this, you can kind of see, this is kind of my train of thought when I look for trucks, So there's 2016 here. Cascadias are good trucks, that they're real well known. There's plenty of them on the road. Unless there's $72,000 versus a 2018, you're going to pay, 27,000 more. So 25% more for this truck. So, excuse me, guys. Allergies are just killing me. And it's got a PACCAR, which, whatever. Some guys have good luck, but I've heard a lot of bad things. So, if you look at this, like these two trucks right here, this one, the 2018 Kenworth T680 versus the Kenworth, versus the Freightliner versus the Kenworth, I'd rather have the Freightliner, 20 almost $28,000 cheaper. So it's 25% less and same mileage, couple years older, but it is a manual. A little bit smaller sleeper, but it's still if you're looking for like that tall sleeper because you're over the road or whatnot, or you just need to sleep in it and be comfortable. Yeah, pretty good deal. So you can even see like right here, Well, it's automatic too, but like this truck to this truck, like there's $6,000 difference. Hmm. Because a little less mileage. Okay, we're gonna keep looking. Any idea on MB 400 engine? I know some guys that have ran those motors and been fine, but personally, I don't know a whole lot about them. I heard that they can be hard to deal with. I'd rather have a Detroit 12.7 60 series any day than the Mercedes 400 engine. I know some guys that have had them and they've had decent luck with them, or at least they said they did, but I can't like confirm if that's 100% true. So here we go. So right here, I mean, you see a 2017 with 522,000 miles. It's got a PACCAR, automatic, and this truck is 77,000. And if we go up here to this one, is 92, and it's got 555,000. Or I'm sorry. So here's this one, 2017 PACCAR, 455 horsepower, automatic, for 77,000. Then we go to these up here, like this one right here, and it's 475 mileage, so about 50,000 less miles, and it's $20,000 more. So almost like 20% more, and it's just 1 year newer. So that's what you really got to look at, when you're looking for a deal. Is just kind of, and this is the same truck dealer, so I don't know why there's such a discrepancy, like why this one's so much cheaper than that one up there. Same motor, PACCAR, 455, which I don't like PACCARs. I'm not suggesting you buy these trucks. I'm just trying to do some comparing of a similar or like truck to kind of find that deal, find that sweet spot where you can, get that good deal. Maybe it's a color. I don't know. Maybe red trucks are not, maybe people don't like red trucks, so they don't buy them. I don't know. But so see this example here. This is not a good deal. 2019 W900, 340,000 miles, and they're trying to get more than what the truck was new. But I showed you that other one that was like what was it, 185, and it only had 185,000 miles. So that's a really good deal. So you can see, if you guys look back in the stream, basically, um, this truck is a lot better deal this truck is a lot worse deal than the other one was. And this one's pretty standard looking. I don't think it's got any like special features or whatnot. Now, granted, the other one was in Canada, but $5,000 you can get that thing out of Canada. You can jailbreak it out of Canada. You can go rescue it out of Canada for about $5,000, maybe even less. I'm not too sure. It's been a couple years since I've imported a truck from Canada. And here's another example. This is more of a show truck. They're trying to get $200,000 out of it, and it's got 400,000 miles on it. So this is just another example of someone trying to cash in while the money's hot. Which good for them if they have someone that's willing to pay that, I guess. So this truck is, I'd say this one's a lot similar. It's pretty similar to that one in Canada for 185, and it's got half the mileage. All right, we're gonna keep going. Once again, selling a new truck price, or what is it? What do they say? They got new truck prices on a used truck budget, or new truck taste on a used truck budget. So here we go again. 331,000 miles. Charging new truck prices for a 331,000 mile truck. And it says call, they're probably doing the same thing here. All right, let's keep going. And they're doing this max, same deal. I mean, it's not a new truck price, but that's pretty high for, I think, what it is. $2006, 880,000 miles, $100,000. Pretty crazy. Guys, feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I'm paying attention to them. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Or if you just want to sit and enjoy me going through these trucks and analyzing the prices, that's fine too. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Does it seem like truck prices are going down a little bit? I can tell you, I mean, we found 5 or 6 really good deals. So I wasn't finding deals like this the last few live streams I did. So I would say that, I mean, there's a little more deals to be had, given most of those trucks were in Canada. But, given being creative and spending a little bit more money, you can get them out of Canada. So, like, you see this truck here, it's 2017. It's super heavy spec, so it has to be very specific. But that's a lot less than those other ones were. This is 164,000 with 300,000 miles on it. And this is a heavy spec, big horsepower, all the good stuff. Oof, that's a rough go for this truck here. It's got a PACCAR in it. I was gonna say this is, I was not even gonna look at this one, but let's see here. So you see, like, this one's 192,000. It's got 434,000 miles. They're trying to, sell. They're trying to sell new truck prices for a used truck. So if we go back up here, new truck prices for a used truck. So 331,000 miles. I'm kind of scatterbrained, but I kind of got a method to my madness. So this is like super heavy spec truck. If that's something you needed, this is actually it's actually a little bit of a discount. I want to say it's a good deal, but it's a deal and it's not a horrible one. You get a super heavy spec truck for, not new truck prices. Because with all these additions, this truck was easily over 160. It's probably 185, 195 maybe. Well, 2017, it might have been less than that. But anyways, so it's like not quite new truck prices for a used truck. They're not going too crazy. Oh, no, this is crazy. $100,000 for a 1.3 million mile truck. These guys better hope that these trucks sell quick or sell in the next month or two. He's like, I almost can guarantee the way the market's going in the next 6 months, you better hope this truck sells soon, or start lowering your price a little bit to get it sold, because it's going to sell for this in the future. These outlandish prices, I think, are starting to maybe in the next 6 months, a year, come to an end. So these guys better hope they're getting off this. The trucks they got are getting off the inventory a little bit. Let's see here. Man, no comments for me, guys. No questions. That's fine. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. Just gonna kind of wait to see. So, geez, see, this is crazy. $100,000 for a 400,000 mile Freightliner Cascadia. So like that other one we found, 2000, it was 2017. It had 450, and it was 72 or $77,000. So it's probably it's an automatic, which isn't the greatest. So this is almost new truck prices for a used truck, even for the Freightliner Cascadia. Dalton, I've noticed the trucks aren't selling as fast. So yeah, like you said, they're going to have to come down in prices. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the last couple live streams I did see a couple of repeat trucks for sale for sure. Like I saw some trucks that are still on truck paper. I can't say I've seen the same ones here yet, but I mean, there's probably, let's see here. We'll skim through these. There's, I don't know how many sleeper trucks there are. So like 6,000 trucks, I think, or maybe 60,000. I don't know. But anyways, there's a lot of trucks on here, and I was real brand specific before, looking at like the Freightliners, Kenworths, Peterbilts. Freightliner, because that's a brand I deal with mostly, and then Kenworth's a Peterbilt, so that's the one that everybody thinks they need. And I was seeing repeat of those. Well, now I'm searching all brands, so maybe there's a bunch of them that I'm missing because of that. Eddie, hello Eddie, how's it going? But yeah, you're right though. I am seeing some that are sticking around a little bit longer than they probably would have been. Oh my gosh, look at this one. 2020 Kenworth T680, 300,000 miles. This is not a good deal. 150. Whew. Eddie, I'm waiting for truck prices to come down, and until they figure out what they are going to do about gas. Well, I think gas will come down, um, inevitably. And yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a trend of truck prices going down, um, for sure. Except for like this one and this one, and well, this one. So some of the prices are coming down, but not all of them. Let's see here. So any of these are like $100,000, they might be good deals maybe, but not at 126, 125. Let's see here. All right. What the heck? I think it's like, let me use like a price category, which is kind of weird. Dang, I don't want to be in this price category. I want random. I don't want, it's like following the prices down. Well, let's keep riding. These aren't that good of deals. I mean, if you got 400,000 miles on a truck, you don't want to pay over $100,000 for it. Yeah, no. Okay, here we go. It's over 500,000 miles, but this is getting more realistic. Maybe 100,000 for 572,000 miles. But you know what? If this was like 80,000 or 75, it'd be a lot better. Eddie, I see trucks with lower mileage now, but still way overpriced. Yeah, that is true. Unfortunately, we're going to see a lot more higher mileage trucks because a lot of these companies that had a fleet of trucks, well, they kept them when they would probably get rid of them at 300,000 miles, 400,000 miles. They got rid of them, or they didn't get rid of them, so they kept driving them, putting on more miles until their new trucks came in. And until those new trucks came in, and they might have came in, and now those trucks are going to have 600,000 miles on them. So, but with that, they should command a lot lower price though too. Um, you know, But right here, it kind of seems like they're still trying to sell 500,000 mile trucks for, you know, 300,000, 200,000 mile prices, so they haven't really seen see like 500,000 miles. So I don't doubt that like this was a fleet of trucks and they probably finally got their new trucks in. So they probably are dumping these 600,000 miles. So see like this right here, like 75,000. I mean, you can almost stomach that maybe, but like this right here, it's, I mean, it is a lot more it's about 100,000, 150,000 more miles on it, but it is $25,000 cheaper, so 25% less. But it is another 150,000 miles. But I mean, now if like this truck right here was $75,000, so we're seeing the trend come down where before these would be like $90,000, 100,000. So we're definitely seeing a trend downwards for sure. Not quite to pre-craziness prices. That's how I'm going to say that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, like this is all these trucks. You're basically you're buying a new truck with 318,000 miles on it. These are new truck prices for, you know, I mean, almost half million. I mean, they're 400,000 mile trucks. 300,000, 400,000 there, 400,000 miles there. I mean, they're like good specs. They're big horsepower, probably manuals, I would assume. Uh, let's go into this one and see. I'm just looking at pictures. Look at pictures at this point. Pretty clean. Yeah, they're manuals. That's what I would have expected. But yeah, so you're pretty much. I minus the FET. This truck was probably 175 new. So they would have probably was about another 20,000, 25,000 new just in FET. But yeah, so basically you're paying, you're buying a new truck with 400,000 miles on it, or paying a new truck price. So that's kind of what's happening there. Let me know if there's any specific trucks you guys want me to look at. Brands, types. I'm just looking at sleeper trucks. I just told I just put in a truck paper to search just all sleeper trucks to see kind of what we're looking at. Oh. Don't know anything about Volvo, so I'm gonna skip that. Why are they not showing the mileage on this one? So don't put your truck on truck paper and don't tell, or unless the mileage is on here. Yeah. Well, you haven't showed us the mileage, so that's stupid. If you post a truck on truck paper, please don't be this person and not put the mileage. Because then it's like you're just trying to hide something. Okay, so here we go. Here's a 2015 Cascadia. It's got a little higher mileage, but 52,000. They're not trying to ask like 60 or 70 like they were before. 67. thousand for a little high, but not as crazy as it was before. Jeez, this is way over. This is overpriced. So is this one too. 600,000 miles. They're trying to get 130 out of it, which is not great. I know like Cascadias are really hard to get right now, like especially new ones. So that might be why some of these are a lot higher than what they should be. But I mean, that doesn't shouldn't excuse it, but that's kind of I think what's happening because these are way high. Let's see here. Let me know if there's any trucks you guys want me to specifically look at. Let's see. Oh, look, Select Trucks doesn't like to put the mileage on there. Why is that? Is this another one from the same place? Why do they not want to put the mileage? That's kind of sketchy. And you don't want to put the mileage. It kind of makes me question why are you not putting the mileage? Unless it's a picture of the odometer. No. Well, not. Wait. Maybe. We zoom in. 566,000 miles. And that is way too much for that. So, anyways, you should probably put the mileage. Or it makes me get suspicious. Like, has it been rolled back, or is it way over a million? And you put a new instrument cluster in, or what? So 100,000 for 512,000 miles. Too high. Again, $100,000 for too high. Same stupid truck. Don't know the mileage. Say they're not putting the mileage, and I'm not even giving them the time of day. Should always put the mileage. A little too high. No mileage again? The heck? Wow, you guys are ridiculous. No mileage again. This one's got mileage. Let's see here. I mean, prices are going in the right direction, but mileage isn't in the right direction. Mileage is way too high. Like 650,000 miles, 75,000, 675,000 for 70, and then almost 600,000. This needs to be at like 300,000 miles to even justify maybe paying that. But yeah, holy crap! They actually put the mileage. 730. I mean, yeah, to pay 60,000 for a 730,000 mile truck, that is pretty crazy, in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't even list my truck for even close to this amount of money if I were to try to like sell it. You know, but maybe people finally stop paying it. So they're not getting sold. So now they're kind of getting lower and lower, which I've noticed as well. Oh shit! But this will be a good video for you guys, so you guys will watch from the beginning. I think I've come to a good enough conclusion here with I think used truck prices are starting to cool off a little bit. They're nothing to get too excited about. Like we found a few good deals, but they are in Canada, and they're not trucks that have I physically or someone has physically gone and checked out and made sure they're good, or anybody that I know. So I don't know if those prices are good prices, if it's a good truck or not. But from what I see, and we're going in the right direction. Not very fast. I mean, but then there's still a lot of overpriced stuff out there. But it's not as overpriced as it was. Like a truck that was 150 is now like this one. It's like one. No, we're not gonna look at that one. I don't. Those guys can't put their freaking mileage on the trucks. So, anyways, let me find an example. Where's an example here? So let me find an example. But anyways, bear with me. I'm gonna try to explain what I'm talking about here. Don't look at that. Okay, so let's see here. Well, these are newer Cascadias. So, Jeremy, what's up? What's up? How's it going? I can always count on you to slide into my comments, buddy. Let's see here, guys. So, trying to find you a good example of let's see here. So these are new Cascadia evolutions, I think. I think that's what they call them. Maybe not. Well, these are still pretty high. So these are not good. None of these are good deals. Holy crap. None of these are good deals at all. These are all way overpriced. Jeez. 150? I mean, it's 20. This is about $20,000 for a new truck, and it's got 400,000 miles on it. Crazy. But I'm getting off track. So what was I saying? What's good, man? Section 8, how's it going? So, but anyways, what I was trying to explain to you is that a truck that like maybe was, $150,000 a couple months ago in the height of all the craziness is now, 130, 135. And I showed you some of those trucks in Canada, that they were like 175 for a pretty much 100,000, 150,000 mile Kenworth, right? But then you saw the other Kenworths that were pretty much like 330,000 miles, and they were like $10,000 more. So you're seeing the prices go down in the right direction by maybe 10% or so, maybe even 20% in some cases. But when they were 50% overpriced, now they're 25 to 30% overpriced. Jeremy, it's all good, man. It's getting kind of late here, but I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes, just kind of go through some more. But yeah, so I think generally, I think that prices are going the right direction. There's nothing too crazy to get excited about, but and then we saw a few trucks that instead of being $100,000, they're down to like 70,000 or 80,000, which they're not quite down to the point where I think is a good deal, but they're definitely going in the right, they're coming down for sure. And I don't know if there's a lot more inventory out there or if prices are just coming down. Like I don't know if I can correlate lower prices because more inventory is showing up. I don't know if that's really the case. I don't see more inventory. Like I'm not overwhelmed by a crazy amount of inventory here, which is actually a good thing. Like if there's not a whole lot more inventory, but then the current prices are going down, that's a really good sign because as more inventory comes, prices are going to go down significantly again. So that's actually a really good sign. I hope that this pricing is dropping, but it's not dropping specifically due to more inventory because that's good because inventory inevitably is going to come and then prices are even going to drop further once there's more trucks for sale. So that's a good thing. Let's see here. Man, I'm trying to find. Freightliners are usually not overpriced, but every freaking one of these is overpriced. Like, and for a general market, I get that right now it's crazy times, so crazy prices, but like this, I mean, if this was showing at like 90, 80, 90,000, I might say, okay, we're getting the right ballpark, but we're still way overpriced. But you guys did see there are some deals out there. You just gotta be ready to jump. You gotta look and look and look, and don't just look once or twice at a couple trucks. If you want a Freightliner Cascadia, may not be what you want, but if you want a Freightliner Cascadia, get on here and look at all the Freightliner Cascadias and just pit them against each other, you know, um, and really get to know the price points so that like when you see say you see this truck and it's $80,000, you'd be like, dang, that's a good deal because this one right here is 114. It's about the same amount of mileage, same setup. So that's a $30,000 discount, So that's what you gotta do. You just gotta, really research and almost obsess over it, like a specific model that you want and just go and just look and see what prices are. And then you'll know it. Like if you do enough research on here and I've been kind of taking some time off from working lately, but like when I work, usually at night, I usually have like 5 or 6 hours of downtime. So I'm usually glued into truck paper, just looking, searching, and I'm almost obsessed over it to where I can tell you if you tell me, hey, 2017 Freightliner, blah blah blah, 500,000 miles. What do you think it's worth? I could pretty much probably tell you a pretty precise and accurate number. And if you would look at it on here, I'd be probably pretty close. And that's how much I obsess over certain truck models that I want to buy or that I'm interested in, just so that like I can get a good deal. And then when you see it, because that's the thing is like you gotta be fast in this game to get good deals. You've got to know the market, right? So know that that truck is a good deal. And then once you know that, you've got to have your financing ready. And then you've got to, call the guy, try to get out there and look at it, or the dealer, whoever it is, guy, gal, and then look at it, put a deposit down, verify it's good, have funds, go out there, boom, boom, pull the trigger, make the deal. You got yourself a good deal. But you definitely need to make sure you do your research. And that like if you want, T680, don't just look at three of them and be like, oh, $80,000 sounds good. That's not too crazy, and then go buy it. You really got to make sure, look at all the other T680s, see what price brackets they're at. Now you might get lucky and you might find one you like that's 80, and then you might find out, okay, that one's actually a decent deal because all the other ones that are similar are 90 or 100 or whatnot. But just find that model you want and then just start pitting them against each other. Just search that model and just go down the list. Just start looking, just look. And then, it'll pop out like a sore thumb. Like you'll see a truck like right here and it'll be like this same truck right here will be like 87, and you'll be like, what? And your mind will, I mean, it'll be like a red flag. It'll be like so obvious if just keep looking at deals and be like, oh, what the heck, that's really cheap. Then go back in here and kind of start looking, okay, 109, 100, but that's not as new or not as nice. And be like, all right, cool, that is a good price. So I'm kind of that's just kind of how my brain works with it. I'm a numbers person, so I photographically look at these numbers on the screen and just just store them. And then when I see a lower number and I verify, okay, yeah, it's that year, it's that motor. Because sometimes you'll see a low number and you'll be like this truck, say it's like 70,000, you'll be like, okay, what the heck, 70,000? But then it's like an automatic or it's got high mileage. So you'll really get quick at like finding like good deals, and then call the guy up and hopefully they haven't sold it or hopefully they haven't took a deposit on it. All right, let's get in some. Yeah, it's got some questions. Logan, I saw a Kenworth W900 for $63,000. Cool. I don't know if that's good or not, man. That's too vague for me. I want a Kenworth or Peterbilt, nothing else. I'm a Midwest bull hauler. We only use Kenworth Peterbilt to haul cattle. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you just got to find a good deal. I don't know why you would limit yourself. That's fine if that's what you want. I mean, if you can't find a good deal on those trucks, and you might want to start looking into other brands to see if there's something else that might be a good deal. Unless you're, are you already an owner operator, or are you just a company driver looking to become an owner operator? Call. That's another thing. Why don't you put your prices? This is crap too. Like, I don't get this. Why you want to put your prices? In such an aggressive market, you should probably put your prices on here, because no one wants to bother themselves with calling you. Like, you're not going to get a deal, because usually when it says call, they're overpriced and they think they're going to sucker you into. Man, talk about buying new versus pre-emission trucks. Well, I want to buy a new truck. New trucks are crazy expensive, one, and they're overpriced. So used trucks are coming down, right? But the new trucks are still fetching premiums, like crazy high prices, because a lot of the companies are, some people really want a new truck, but with parts and availability and stuff out there, a new truck is not the best idea, because there's like recalls, and new trucks have new technology. So sometimes the technologies are, not tested yet, or they're having issues. And then you might be stuck with a truck that's down for 3 months because it's new, and there's this module they just came out with, and in testing they didn't have any problems with it. But then once guys got out on the road and, they got into a lot of rain and then snow and then blah, blah, the module starts messing up. Just as an example to you, now you have this, new truck that's at the shop for 2 months waiting on this module to come in, because there's a huge delay in parts right now. And then they might, and then, you're going to have to pay for a rental truck or something like that, or just be down for 2 months. The only way I would, and it still sucks. I mean, you're still paying the payment on that new truck, right? So I was gonna say, well, if you have like a used truck, that might not be bad, right? If you got like a used truck, then, if you already have a truck, it might not be a bad deal to, get, just drive that used truck you have while the new truck gets fixed, but you're still making that payment. So it still burns just as much. I mean, it doesn't burn as much because you got a truck you can drive. But so that's why I'd stay away from new trucks. If new trucks were like 150 to 180 like they usually are, that's fine. But now, even new trucks are fetching, 20, 30, $40,000 over. So I don't think new trucks, pre-emission trucks, are good if you can find a good deal, one that's not beat up and has over 1 million miles. Unless it's like that one that was $15,000, that's a pretty good deal. But like, don't take my word on it. I haven't even looked at it. It could be a total pile of crap once you go and look at it and drive it. It could be like hesitating and not running worth of crap. So, but on paper, that truck looks like a good deal. So, let's see here. Hope that answered your question. And then like, I try to go in the middle, 2015, 2000 ish. Don't get brand new, but don't get too old. Logan, my dad owns a 2020 Peterbilt 389 and a Wilson trailer. He hauls for JBS beef in Omaha, Nebraska. I want to do the same thing, so I'm looking to buy a older truck to start. Yeah, that's a good idea. It's not too bad of an idea. Now, let's talk about these real fast. So this is the glider right here. I have seen glider prices coming down. That's a good thing. I don't know why that happened. I thought at least Freightliner, because I had a glider, I got rivet, I got a good price for it. So Freightliner Coronado gliders are their price. They're not fetching crazy high prices like they were. So that's a positive if you're looking to go that route. I couldn't keep mine. They're not like these Coronado glider models just are not built heavy duty enough for what I do. And I just rattle the crap out of them. Probably, it was a great truck if I was gonna be like on like the highway, but not what I was not for my application. And yeah, Logan, yeah, we've got a lot of the cattle hauling industry is pretty big over here in Colorado too. We got JBS as well. That's pretty big out here. Let's see, international. We're gonna skip all these. Don't even wanna. I want to kind of look at more stuff I know. I don't know how these are categorized, so I'm just kind of going through them. Yeah, guys, this will be a good video to rewatch. Because we did find few really good deals. Man, that international is a good deal too. It was like, I think it was a really good deal. Don't know enough about them to really be an expert on them, but not too shabby. Here we go with the new truck prices for a used truck. Jeez. 149. I'm just running through these to see if if a good deal kind of jumps out at me. Kind of get myself refreshed with the current market. So I'm just kind of flying through these to see if I can see something that sticks out. I'm not going brand specific this time. Just kind of looking at all the trucks at once. So this is how Truck Paper decides to organize all the sleeper trucks in the country. So, and in Canada. So I can't really choose which ones comes first or last. Let's see here. So thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Okay, we got how much horsepower and torque you need to run reefer. I'd at least, if I were you, at least want to get like 455 or higher. At least get a 1650 torque. That would be ideal. Or like a transmission that's rated like a RTO 16, or let me see here. These are all automatics. Can I not find a 10 speed? let's see here. I'll give you an example. Yeah, so I don't know if these are going to show torque. You usually tell torque off of the transmission, like if it's a 1650 or a 1550, 1850 is usually on the transmission details if it's a manual, or at least make sure that the transmission hold up to it. So I'd get at least, if you're gonna run reefer, 450 or higher for sure. I personally won't deal with anything under 500, and even 500 is not enough. I like 550, 560, 600 horsepower. But once you have the horsepower, you can't go back. It's like, driving a fast car and then you got a slow car, and you're just like, man, it's hard to go back. It kind of ruins you. So, yeah, I get something that's 450 or more. I don't know what the torque is on a lot of the like other stuff. I try to get something that's like 1650 or higher, probably 1550. But as you see, a lot of these don't really show what the torque is. But it's also be about your gear ratio too. So, a little bit lower. Um, yeah, there's a lot of options out there. I mean, if you can get 500, that'd be awesome. I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't do anything under 500 or 550. But starting out, 450 is pretty decent. It's gonna do the job for you. And then maybe getting like a 500 horsepower truck eventually. Logan, you're in Colorado. I plan to move to Colorado and haul for JBS Beef in Cargill. JBS is based in Colorado. I want to move there a few years after I start hauling and live in the Colorado Springs area. Yeah, that's a pretty decent area. Well, it can be. It's part of it's real trashy and part of it's really expensive. So, mine that place is pretty pricey if you want to live in the nice part of it. The ghetto part's cheap, but it's the ghetto part, like near the base and whatnot. Why am I even looking at these? They say call. I'm looking at trucks that don't even have prices on them. What the heck is my problem? Okay, what do we got here? Oh, Pack R. Hmm. Eyes are watering like crazy. Nights are horrible for me with these allergies. Holy crap. Oh, Logan, yes, I am. Yes, definitely the right side of Colorado for sure. I'm in the Greeley area. I'm actually close to the. I'm actually not too far away from JBS's place. That's how I know a lot about him. But I'm definitely not in Boulder or anything, any place like that for sure. Come on, people! Again, with not unless the no mileage. Come on, people. I mean, unless they just absolutely forget to put it. That's another sign. Is like you're not putting the mileage. Then the heck. Ooh, what is this? What is this? It's a little high on the mileage, but 75,000 for a 2013. It's kind of short, stubby little thing, ain't it? But my Canadian truck is a little bit like that too. It's kind of tall and, or not short and stubby. It's like tall and narrow. 430s. That's not the greatest ratio. Okay, so let me see if I can find any deals real fast. And we're in W900. See if we can find a decent deal here. Oh, and we're out of them. Never mind. Thought we were gonna be. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Uh, yes. Yep, it's in Greeley. Yeah, I do see a lot of bars, especially out east. We do a lot of stuff out east, and I pass those guys all the time. Actually, I kind of hurt some of their feelings because I end up, flying past them in a Freightliner. They don't like that too much. But yeah, I do see a lot of them. They're always coming in off 34, Highway 34, and up on Highway 14. Which, if you know the area, you know what I'm talking about. What? Oh, all right. Thanks for reminding me. Is it mandatory to run as owner operator before you run on your own authority, or I can jump straight and run my own authority, which I wish for? Even I earn less in beginning. Please guide. Yeah, I mean, if you have driving experience, then yeah, you can get your own authority. It's just going to be really expensive, and it's easier to lease on to somebody else and run under their authority. But you can run under your own authority. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just going to be a higher cost of entry, right? So, it might cost you a few thousand more dollars to get your own authority set up because you're going to have to buy that insurance, and the insurance is pretty expensive. You have to prepay for it depending on your driving record and your credit. Let's see. Mana. Oh yeah. But no, it's not mandatory. You can, if you're an owner operator, you buy your truck, you got to get plates and get your own authority in DOT. That's just going to cost you a lot more. It might cost either time because you're trying to figure out, the process takes some time, and then it'll be more money. Whereas if you lease on under somebody, it's going to be a lot quicker to get running and making money, and then a lot less upfront money, if that makes sense. But no, you don't have to. I would suggest maybe leasing on to somebody at first, getting some money saved up, learning kind of how stuff is done. In that, if you want to run reefer, run under someone's authority, run a reefer, and then figure it out, kind of decide where you want to go from there, and then get your own authority and take a stab at it. Because, like, let me give you an example, Mana, I don't know how you say it, but if you run under someone's authority, that company may be bidding loads that you may have the opportunity to bid for. So you kind of learn like what loads are good, what loads aren't. So that'll kind of give you some on the job training to kind of learn what are good loads, what are not good loads, what are good customers, what aren't good customers. Because most likely the company you're going to be running for under their authority, they'll probably be getting loads from the same sources that you could get loads from being under your own authority as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of a, school. You're pretty much going to school and learning a little bit, but you're getting paid for it, right? And then you kind of know where to go from there. So it is pretty helpful to do that. So you kind of can learn like these companies aren't that great paying, or they kind of don't pay on time, and so to stay away from those once you have your own authority. So it's a good way to learn. And then 6 months or a year later, you learn the industry, and then you can go ahead and go off from there. Da, da, da. Let's see here. Eric, I was on truck there today. Looks like prices are trending down, but it's still outrageously overpriced for used trucks. Yeah, you're right. Overall, in general, compared to like a normal market, yeah, it's still overpriced. But compared to the crazy market that we've had for the last 6 to 24 months, prices are trending down. That's kind of my conclusion for this session of this live stream is that yes, prices are trending down, not quite as far down as I'd like to see them, but there are some decent deals out there. Logan, why don't you haul cattle for JBS? It pays because I don't want to really be over the road. I don't want to sleep in the truck. I'm local and I like being local, so that's why I don't haul cattle. And as far as I know, it's a hard industry to get into. Like it's just it's a good old boys club. So if you're like an outsider looking to get in, it's really difficult. And if you do get in, they're gonna give you the crap runs um, for a long time until they give you the better runs. So it's kind of like one of those things where you got to put your time in if you can even get in. And then if you get in, they might, kind of mess with you and, dick you around a little bit before they give you, if they even do ever give you good loads. I know some guys that got into it and it was hard for them to even get into it, hauling cattle. And then once they got in, they're like, man, I'm not really getting that good of runs. And I don't know if that's like their way of to try to push you out, or if they're just trying to make you eat crap for a while before they give you some of the good stuff. But that's why I don't do it, because I already know what it's all about. Like I don't want to sleep in the truck. Um, I want to stay local. But there might be some local stuff around, but I knew some guys that did that and they said it just didn't pay very well. Or it's really hard to get into because you got guys that have been doing it for a long time. But I mean, as you know, if your dad does, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. You cattle haulers aren't very nice to anybody who isn't a cattle hauler. You guys are kind of a cult in your own right, in your own ways. So I just stay away from it because I don't really want to deal with that crap. Let's see here. If you're thinking about buying your first truck and it's a long drive away, do I have to go drive out to the dealership to see it? Well, yeah, I would think so. Yeah, definitely. You don't want to buy a truck sight unseen. I mean, you definitely want to go look at it, make sure it is what they say it is, because pictures can make something look really good, but once you drive it and check it out, you're gonna know if it's really good or not. Like I have a lot of experience with like I have bought trucks sight unseen, but um it was like a company truck deal. So and they weren't I've gotten lucky a couple times, but other times, I was a little bit less lucky. I still got out from underneath them and didn't get hurt too bad, but I've definitely bought trucks sight unseen, but they were like I had 5 trucks. I needed another company truck. It wasn't like a truck for me, right? And my only truck. So if it was a bad truck, I'd be, kind of out of luck. Yeah, you definitely want to go see it. What you do is you put a deposit down on it, secure it, and you got to take that gamble because that $1,000 deposit is usually refundable. But sometimes people might fight you on it. And they might keep that $1,000 because and you just got to take that chance of. But if it's a $60,000 truck, $80,000 truck, I'd rather lose $1,000 to find out it's a piece of crap than buy it for 80,000 and then have 80,000 piece of crap. So definitely go out and look at the truck. Don't buy it sight unseen. That's just my 2 cents in advice on it. Let's see here. I'm trying to think how many. I think I only did a couple trucks sight unseen, and they weren't that great. And I did actually end up selling them like 6 months later and making a little bit of money off them. But I got really lucky. So I think the website that had them for sale, I think they mislabeled them the prices. So um, I think I just got lucky all the way around on that one. Logan, my dad's 53. He's been oh shit, what did I do? Oh, never mind. My dad's 53. He's been doing it a while. He's actually got 2 cow trailers, so all I gotta do is buy a truck, and I could run with him for a while, and then buy my own trailer. Then I'm owner operator. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad plan. I mean, get in where you fit in, you know. So that's part of the deal, you know. Just get in there, start doing it, start making it work. You're lucky because you've got, you know, I didn't come from a line of, you know, truck drivers or family or anything like that. I just jumped in this industry kind of by chance, and just it worked out for me. But if you already got family that's doing it and that can guide you and mentor you, that's a pretty good deal, especially in that you know industry that you're going into. Let's see here. 75,565. All right. Well, I think that I'm actually gonna call it a day, guys and gals, if there are any out there watching. Um, this is actually a really good live stream. I'm happy I did this one because I kind of wanted to see for myself. I kind of heard from the grapevine that used prices are kind of going down, and I'm happy to see that they have gone down. We're going in the right direction. There's a lot more downward that I personally think they can go, or they should go, to be affordable and, you know, decent prices. So, but for now, um, yeah, I'm really happy I did this live stream with you guys. Hopefully I showed you something of value, and you know, hopefully I showed you some good deals, and you know, I kind of went over how to find a good deal. You know, just analyzing those prices, and then when you find a price that is lower, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So it'll be easier to realize a good deal from a bad deal or whatnot. But this will be a good one to rewatch if you guys, you know, joined in later. Um, it'll be up on the channel to review in probably a couple hours. Takes a couple hours for YouTube to post it, I think. But yeah, guys, hopefully this is informative. Um, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the thumbs up. I got one more question. I'm the fourth person on my dad's side, all cattle. I'm the fourth generation bull hauler in South Dakota. Well, that's good. I guess you should do fine then, because you'll have all the expertise and experience of someone who knows more than you do to, you know, be successful. So that's good. Hopefully you get a truck soon, and you know, get into the comments and let me know how it goes, or get on the next live stream I do, and you know, tell me about it. I'm excited to hear when you get your truck. But yeah, guys, thanks for all your Mana, Logan. Let's see here. Jeremy, if you're still in here, thanks for joining in. Eddie, Dalton, thank you guys for all the um, conversation. I enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.